17 years. And it just ended. The final battle. That last cacophonous maelstrom. Everything we had left, thrown at everything the traitors had left. Titans, space marines, tanks, artillery, the corps. Even the navy hammered the Cardinal citadel. The firepower I witnessed was terrifying. It wouldn't stop. It just kept going. When my eyes burned from staring at it, when my ears bled from the pounding percussion, when the exposed skin on my body blistered from the heat, when my bones ached, my hands trembled, my mind reeled at the absurdity of the level of destruction on display. It just didn't stop. During the barrage, I was stood in the trench screaming inside my gas mask. I couldn't hold it in anymore. 17 years of this war, this siege, and now there's nothing left. Not one of the Kriegers I deployed with are still alive. The last of them died in my arms nearly 5 years ago. The cities, the towns, the land, the people. It's all gone. Blown apart, burned to the ground, decimated and pulverized. None of it remains. I've lost count of how many bodies I've thrown into mass graves. Men, women, young, old. My hands have known the colour of innocent blood more than all the traitors I've slain. So much death, so much destruction. And for what? Vraks is little more than a poisoned, lifeless rock. There's nothing left. Anywhere on this world. And there never will be again. The powers above, those in high places, men and women with the authority to do so, they've quarantined Vraks. It'll be blockaded, removed from astrological charts, most if not all of the reports from this war redacted. It'll be as if it never happened. For the rest of the Imperium, what transpired in this place will never be known. The final insult laid on the altar of my comrade's sacrifice. Millions have been thrown into the meat grinder, over and over, time and time again. Waves of loyal men thrown into the enemy's guns, cut down, blown apart, immolated, blinded, maimed, shredded, ripped to pieces and left to die in the mud and the blood of no man's land. Alone and abandoned. I once saw a Krieger laying face up, his belly torn open, guts in his hands, blood everywhere. He was still alive, barely. He laid there and watched as the wave I was part of marched past. He never called out, never cried for aid. He only looked on in silence as we approached, moved around him, and then left him behind us. Despite his wounds, in spite of the pain, that Krieger held to his duty. He never called out because he knew we couldn't stop. The same duty that compelled him to climb out of the relative safety of his trench and march to his death still held sway over him as he bled to death before my eyes. 1 million men just like him were thrown away needlessly. I think at some point, the men giving the orders forgot how to fight wars in any other way. I know Vraks was a siege. I know this was a war of attrition. But no war was won by the victor running out of men first. The way command sent men to their deaths, you'd think it was a tradition. Some days, a lot of days, they'd order attacks without any prior bombardment, without any support, without any Emperor-damned power cells for our las guns even. The life of a Krieger, it turned out, was worth less than a bullet. Well, I'm sure the Administratum will be pleased with the return from this war, because a lot of men took a lot of bullets whilst holding las guns they never got a chance to fire. All because command didn't want to waste shells, but didn't want to lose face either. So they sent in a few waves to be seen as though they knew what they were doing, when the truth was that command couldn't tell his arse from his elbow. That, and they were too shit scared to call in the big guns. Promises were made. Ridiculous, baseless, fantastical promises that no one who knew anything about besieging a world should have believed. When it turned out those assurances couldn't be kept, no one at the top wanted to risk their careers getting us the kit we needed to get the job done. I suspect none of them fancied getting demoted and risk ending up in the shit with us. The politics of cowardice. No wonder I was screaming inside my gas mask. Finally, after 17 years of seeing good men slaughtered for nothing, not even a foot of ground, finally, we were hitting the Cardinal with the right tools. It was just that it was too late. Too late for the dead. Too late for the broken. Too late for Vraks. Too late to make a difference. And too late for me. I was born on Krieg. I was made on Krieg. Everything I am is Krieg. But I am done. I've nothing left to give. There is a reason why Kriegers shouldn't live as long as I have. Our zealotry burns bright, but it's so brief. We give all that we are for the mission, for the Imperium, for the Emperor. Live as long as I have. Burn for as long as I have. And one day you realise there's only ashes left of that which was your soul. Every battle, every fight, every night raid, trench clearing and forlorn hope, I led the way, and every time I came back, not a mark upon me, just the blood of friends and foes. I was always the first out of the trench, first to volunteer to be on point, first to charge the enemy. Every time. I was no coward. I am no coward. I simply have nothing left to give. Rumours spread. The damned Inquisition is here. Been here for a while apparently. Scheming bastards. I know why they're here though. No one says it, but we've all seen it. could anyone have avoided? Them. Especially those poor sods who stormed the Cardinal's catacombs beneath his citadel. Demons. The never-born. Chaos. The impossible made terrifyingly real. Incarnating within men. Using their flesh as doorways to tear away into this plane of existence. Kriegers erupting into clouds of red mist and bits of bone as something sculpted from a nightmare shrieks and screams its abominable birth cry. Moving between soldiers in a heartbeat, clawing eyes out, ripping tongues from mouths, peeling skin from the living. I saw one exsanguinate a man dry with nothing but a cursed word. We all saw this, and still we stepped forth to meet them in battle. And we won. But that victory has come at a cost. And so the Inquisition is here. None of the Kriegers left have resisted the roundup. None have protested our internment. None have indicated that they suspect what comes next. We aren't leaving Vraks. Whether it was in the trenches or at the hands of our supposed allies, we were all going to die on Vraks. I don't know how it will be. Preferably quick. After everything we've done, everything we've endured, they owe us that much. High command, isn't it? They'd have known, though. Seen reports, but they never witnessed any of them with their own eyes. No doubt the Inquisition will order them to silence, and they'll obey naturally. They're Kriegers after all. But they'll be watched until their final breaths. The Inquisition can afford to spend the resources surveying a room's worth of old men. Unfortunately, they have no intention doing the same for the grunts. Thus the Siege of Vraks ends. A victory with nothing to show for it. A world reclaimed, yet never to know the tread of Imperial boots again. A conquering army, defeated by those they serve. So be it. Our time has come. Just as all the times before. I'll lead the way. I'll be first. In life, war. In death, peace. In life, shame. In death, atonement. I go now. To my end, without fear and without remorse, as it should be.